What's up, spectators? Welcome back to the episode of Dream Daddy. I apologize for the lack of videos the last week or so. Real life responsibilities have been a whirlwind, and it's been keeping me back from recording. Big pain. Hoping things will pick up here in a second, as long as I'm responsible and fast to do everything I have to do. So last time, I believe, we went with Matt to do... We had some herbs. Brian went fishing, right? Pretty sure. Now we can hang out with Robert. Boop, 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 boop. I had a lot of fun with Robert the last time we hung out, but I'm beginning to wonder if he's dodging me. I tried messaging him a few times on Dad Book, says he hasn't even read them. Haven't even seen him come out of his house, actually. I decided to send him one last message, figuring that this will probably produce the same result. Hey man, I don't know where you been, but we should grab a drink soon. I walk away from my computer because at this point I know he's not messaging me back anytime soon. I linger in the kitchen. I'm all caught up on work. The house is relatively clean. Maybe I should do something nice for Amanda. I'll bake her favorite pie. I root through the pantry and pull out all the ingredients. This is an old family recipe that I used to make with my grandmother when I was a kid. I lost the actual recipe card a long time ago, but I think I'll be able to remember how to bake it. I start mixing the ingredients together for the crust until I get a nice dough. I throw some cherries into a saucepan to make the filling. Normally I don't like to multitask in the kitchen, but this cherry pie is a piece of cake. Pie? It's a piece of pie. Damn fine pie. I'm making a pie. I can never remember what temperature you're supposed to set the oven at. I'm pretty sure it's 375, but I could be wrong. Who am I kidding? I'm never wrong when it comes to this pie. My special twist of my grandma's recipe includes a secret ingredient that not even Amanda knows about. It really makes the cherries extra flavorful. Why can't I remember what the secret ingredient was? Ah, cocaine! It's almond extract, duh. I accidentally poured a little too much in. Way too much. I'm sure it's fine. Baking is an art, and some of the most beautiful art is made from mistakes. I finally get the pie in the oven. How long am I supposed to leave it in there? 50 minutes? I'll just wing it. Amanda's gonna be so excited. That kid loves a good pie. I have a seat at the kitchen table and do word jumbles until Amanda comes home. I can hear the door slam open. What kind of pie bakes for 50 minutes? At 375? I don't know about that, man. That is one thick pie, then. What smells like pie? Your butt. It's pie. She darts over to the oven and looks inside. Yes! It's not done. Be patient. What's your angle here? What? Pies are an objective-based confection. What are you trying to get out of me? I have terrible news. I'm actually a pro skateboarder, an aspiring astronaut, and bank robber. The lifestyle's calling me back, and I must go. One last job. You know how it is. This pie was the only way I knew how to tell you. Yeah. Well, I appreciated the years we spent together, but a trade-up is a trade-up. Remember me when you're kicking your feet up in Ibiza. Thanks for all the pie. We share a cordial handshake. I wait a few more minutes before taking the pie out of the oven. I set it on a rack to cool and guard it so Amanda doesn't dig into it before it's ready. What? Does it look kind of weird? That's just me taking artistic license on what cherry pie means to me emotionally. I'm just saying this because, you know, it seems like you might have baked this pie incorrectly. And you're currently, right now, trying to pass it off as a good thing. It's art, sweetie. Was it art when you accidentally baked a whole uncracked egg into the center of my 12th birthday cake? Well, it's... Was it art when you tried to make brownies and accidentally created chlorine gas? Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Just eat the pie. I cut us a few slices and we sit down to eat. The cherry filling oozes out of the sides and the buttery crust glistens. I watch as Amanda takes a bite. What's wrong? Oh. Amanda winces and fans her mouth. I just burned the heck out of the roof of my mouth. This pie is amazing. Sorry for doubting you. I breathe a sigh of relief and take a bite. She's right. It's pretty goddamn good! I'm really proud of you for making a pie without burning the new house down. I got a few dad tricks up my dad's sleeve. Maybe fathers aren't as bumbling and stupid as the media makes us out to be. Fake news. Maybe we as a society should have a little more respect for fathers as a whole.
Hey.
Respect dad holes. Dad, your sleeve's on fire. I run to the sink and put myself out. Pride will be my undoing.
Huh.
Amanda and I clean up the kitchen and play a little more living room hoops before she retreats to her room to do homework. I go back to my word jumbles. This one spells cat. The rest of the evening trickles by. We eat dinner, I help Amanda with one of her scholarship applications, and we both start getting ready for bed. I decide to check Dad book one last time before I climb into bed. Still nothing from Robert. Hope he's okay. I turn out the lights and lie down. No, this drunk asshole. What is that? I was just on the verge of falling asleep. I climb out of bed and try to identify the source of the dinging. My computer screen illuminates the dark room. I've had friends do this. Nuh-uh. Put a stop to that shit immediately. I walk over to it, ready to turn it off, and notice what's happening on screen. I look out my window, and sure enough, there's Robert leaning up against his pickup truck in the driveway, acting like a total asshole. I open my door to try and figure out what's going on. Wanna hang? I was sleeping, you dick. That's no fun. I'd argue that sleeping is very fun, but I don't have to be anywhere in the morning. Might as well live a little. Sure.
I don't know.
Cool. Plan on going out like that? I look down and realize that I am, in fact, not wearing pants.
Oh.
I mean, I don't mind. Sure. Sure you don't. I run inside and throw on my going out pants, shoes, and a jacket. I grab my keys and meet Robert back outside.
Oh.
Ratty. Ratty. Hop in. Lewd. Talking about his dad hole. I jump into the passenger seat of his old red pickup truck. I have to move a few empty cigarette packets and a gas station receipts out of the way before I can sit. Robert silently starts the car and we drive out of the cul-de-sac.
Hey.
You like Tom Waits? Who's that? Who's Tom Waits? No, wait, that's right. This game has hearts if you say the wrong, right thing, so have to say love it. See? Tricky stuff. Before I can answer, Robert turns up the radio. That's Tom Waits. He lights a cigarette and cracks the windows. We drive together in silence. So, where are we going? Robert doesn't respond. Oh, I heard you. He still doesn't answer my question, like a total asshole. This jag-off. I look out the window and notice that Robert's taking us to the highway. I twiddle my thumbs. Well, whatever I've gotten myself into, it looks like I'm in it for the night. I settle into my seat and watch streetlights pass by. I glance over to Robert, who's driving intently. He looks tired, as he always does, but there's something a bit more there that I just can't place.
Hey.
Just peachy. Stop looking so nervous. I'm not nervous. I'm a little nervous. Just hang on, we're almost there. Almost where? I have no idea where we are. I think we're moving at a slight incline, but I'm not so sure. We eventually come to a stop. Robert gets out of the car and I sit for a second, unsure if he wants me to get out. What are you waiting for? I hastily exit the car. Robert sits on the bed of his truck and pats the space next to him. I sit down and take in the view. We're on a hill overlooking the city skyline against the bay. The cool night air rustles some trees near us as lights blink in the distance. Off to the side, I can see an entrance to a dense forest. It's all so gorgeous! This is where I come to masturbate. Okay. What's wrong with you?
Oh.
This is my little spot where I come to masturbate. It's nice. You can see the whole city from up here. San Diego. Really gives you some perspective. Robert reaches behind him and pulls something out from under his jacket. It glints in the moonlight, and I suddenly realize what it is. A tuna fish sandwich. That's a knife! A knife! Please don't stab. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small piece of wood. Yeah, wouldn't want to get stabbed by wood. If you know what I mean. Robert takes the knife to the piece of wood and starts carving it. I breathe a very audible sigh of relief as Robert looks at me sideways. You think I was gonna stab you just now? No. Hate to break it to you, but I did in fact bring you out here to harvest your organs. Well, at least he's telling me now. Well, you think you caught me in your trap, but I knew. For years I've been putting the most vile junk food in my body in preparation for this day. Come at me, friend, and reap what you will. 2 steps ahead of you at all times, that's how I operate. Nothing gets past you, huh? Robert reaches into his pockets and pulls out a folding knife that he opens and hands to me. I'm gonna warn you, the last guy I had a knife fight with lost 3 fingers because he didn't know the 8 basic rules of knife fighting. You're familiar, correct? I wrote 5 of those 8 rules, buddy. I'm so many levels of irony deep that I've forgotten what humor is. He and I laugh. Have you ever whittled before? Considering I'm not a grandpa, no. What do you mean by that? I mean just what I said, asshole. I just thought that you'd have a block of wood shipped to you along with your first social security check. Karate, I'll have you know that whittling is a time-honored tradition enjoyed by both young and old alike. That you're dismissing it before you've even tried it speaks volumes about your character. However, because I've gotten to know you for some time and have come to think of us as friends, I'm willing to attribute it to ignorance instead of malice. What I'm trying to say is, go get that stick. Up your butt and out your ass. Robert motions to a good-looking stick on the ground, perfect for potential whittling. I pick it up. The most important thing to remember while whittling is to cut with the grain, not against it. If you cut against the grain, the wood's gonna splinter. Wow, that's just like shaving. It's like the same advice. Isn't the most important thing safety? No. Getting hurt comes with the territory. Look at my damn hands! Charlie Murphy! I look at his damn hands. They're calloused and gross and disgusting and wrinkly and need some lotion. You can't make a stick omelet without breaking a few hand eggs.
Knife that wood.
What the hell? Oh. That's a good start. What is it? It's a sharp stick. Yep. Careful, don't poke yourself. What am I? There you go, popsicle stick. Now all you need is to carve up some wooden juice, fruit, and a freezer. This is a weird game. What if this were a person instead? Okay. Toothpick, bro. You realize that you could have just picked your teeth with the knife. No. Why does it cut like that? That's so weird. What's this? A handsome family picnic? Now all you need to do is carve up the board and we're set. And also maybe carve a ghost? It never ends. What the hell is this? Louisiana, it's you! It's you. You really captured my likeness. I'm impressed. You made Robert, I guess. What is this, one chopstick? It's a stick. Never seen a stick before? I'll stab you. Damn, I'm good. If you keep this up, you'll be a whittling pro in no time. Nice work. It's BoJack Horseman. The spirit of the Mustang. That is a fine job, and this game is lasting a lot longer than I thought it would. Robert and I sit in silence for a while, carving our pieces of wood. I think I'm getting the hang of this. It's actually kind of relaxing. I glance over to see what Robert's working on. He's carving a smaller wooden knife. While I'm distracted, the knife slices into my thumb. Blood gushes all over my little wooden carving. Robert is lost in carving and doesn't notice me bleeding everywhere, giving him all kinds of diseases. Robert still doesn't notice. I'm bleeding to death.
Oh.
He finally looks over.
There.
He reaches into his jacket again. How much stuff does this guy keep in there? And pulls out a red bandana. He wraps it around my thumb. Hold tight! He hops off the truck and I can hear him rummaging around in his car. He comes back a moment later with a well-stocked first aid kit. He carefully wipes all the blood off my hand and swipes a bit of antiseptic onto the cut. With surprising gentleness, he places a bit of gauze on the wound and wraps it all up.
Oh.
You okay? I'm good. He hands me what's left of the tube of antiseptic. Make sure to keep that cut clean. It's oddly touching and a little sexy. Guess I'm a real whittler now. That you are. Be careful though, they're attracted to the smell of blood. What's attracted to the smell? Cryptids. Tons of them out here, you know. Like Mothman? Mothman's bullshit, but yeah. This town's a hotbed for cryptozoological occurrences.
Oh.
I'm a skeptic myself, or at least I thought I was. There are things in these woods that we can't possibly comprehend. I think about my entire time in the city, aside from the occasional stray coyote. I don't think it's too bad. You ever hear of the Dover ghost? No.
There.
Well, let me tell you a boring story about this bullshit.
Oh.
About this Denver omelet ghost. I was out in the woods here on a weekend camping trip with Betsy. You don't know Betsy, but she's a big pop pit bull, real intimidating. I feel all around safe, all around. Blah, blah, blah. First night she goes without incident. I guess solitude. Betsy goes to pee, whatever she wants, all good stuff. I butchered a lot in that paragraph. I'll get it right this time. Second day, I get the idea into my head that I can hike deeper into the woods, probably against the better judge. I blew it. That was my second try. I blew it. I gotta read slowly now, because I blew it. But hey, we're having... Jesus, I messed it up again. We're just having a fun camping trip, right? So to me and Betsy starting marching in the morning. Oh, God. I need to get up and walk around, get some sunlight, because I'm not doing things right. It gets a little late and we set up camp, but it's different this night. Real quiet. I can't hear the birds. Then it happens. I hear the most unholy... Oh, Jesus Christ. Unholy growl I've ever heard in my life. Right outside my tent. Me and Betsy, we go to investigate. There's this feeling. Not sure if I can describe it. I know something's watching. Betsy, though, she's scared. Never seen her like that. And when she's scared, I know that I should be too. In the distance, a man, but if something that didn't know what a man was supposed to look made it, it just looked wrong. Big, arms too long for its body, black eyes. Then it disappears. I hear one yelp from Betsy and I turn around to check on her, but she's gone. Into thin air. I didn't sleep at all in my tent that night, and I don't think I've slept right since. I'm so sorry. They say that if you listen closely on quiet nights just like tonight, you can hear the howl of the Dover ghost. It doesn't sound like a regular howl. It's so guttural. Even from far away, something about it makes my skin crawl. Okay, real funny. God, such a loser thing to say. Okay, guy, real funny, you can cut it out now. Real funny, guys. Like, just don't say that. No one actually says that. You're messing with me, right?
Huh?
I was messing with you up until just now. I made that camping story up. I strained my eyes to scan the forest line, trying to see where the howl originated from. Off in the distance, I see something. It's so far away I barely can make out a shape. It looks human, but it's dragging something. Obviously, it's one of the dads, because for some reason, the population of this town is like 6. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
We should go.
Huh?
Robert and I slowly back away and get into the truck. He turns off his headlights and we make a slow crawl away back to the road. What was that?
Huh?
The Dover ghost, I guess. I chuckled nervously. This time, he doesn't seem like he's messing with me. Or maybe someone illegally dumping garbage. That's the story we'll tell ourselves.
Really?
We sit in silence for a little while longer. The fear of whatever that was slowly subsiding as we get closer to the city. Thanks for coming out. This was fun.
I don't know.
I'm sorry I haven't been in touch. I've just been in a way lately. I had to get out of my house. Had to be around somebody. You doing okay? He thinks for a second and lights another cigarette.
Hey.
Been doing a lot of thinking. He takes a long drag. As I get older, I feel more and more that I'm just drowning in this sea of regret. I was so busy chasing after these things that I thought would make me happy that I didn't think about anyone else. All I cared about was myself. I didn't even think...
Hey.
Robert stops. I wait for him to finish his thought, but he just stares at the road. Maybe I'm just built like this. Or maybe I do it to myself. Maybe it's my own choice that I'm as unhappy as I am. I try to think of something to say. I remember all the times in my life when I've been sad, and there's a great many of them. But there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Something I held on to that kept me going. But there's something so resigned about the way Robert's talking. That sucks. Hang in there, buddy. Yeah, it sucks, all right. Whoa! All those options seem pretty bad, man. We drive the rest of the way in silence, listening to the radio and watching the bright lights of the city grow bigger. Certainly wasn't gonna tell someone that light the end of the tunnel nonsense. That's the last thing a person who's depressed wants to hear, like, oh, thanks for being my fortune cookie. Robert drops me off in my place. As I'm about to close the passenger door, I realize that I still have Robert's pocket knife in my jacket. I pull it out and offer it back. You hold on to that. Never know when you might need it. Good night. He smirks, then pulls away. He then immediately pulls into his driveway, which is one over from mine. He gets out and waves. I tiptoe into the house, careful not to wake Amanda up. Where'd you come from? I look around and spot Amanda coming out of the kitchen with a glass of water. I thought you were sleeping. Oh, Robert woke me up to go cryptid hunting. You know the Mothman's bullshit, right? Amanda, language! Watch your fucking language! You know what? It's fine. I finally decide to go to bed.
I could do that again.
What? I don't think so.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Conflicting, because it's been 24 minutes, and usually if a date is under 20 minutes, I'll do another one, but if I do another one, it could be 50 minutes. Who knows? So I'm gonna end this video here at 24 minutes, so stay tuned for the next one, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye!